Hey, long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so whack, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play Scramble pod through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 42nd installment of the Scramble podcast presented by HedgeBetter at beautiful HedgeBetter Studios in Braintree, Massachusetts. This is Andy Rogues, joined here by
Steve Campy.
Steve. We are without our comrade Tim. He is under the weather. He's okay. He's just feeling run down. Can't get in here. I don't blame him. I'd rather him do this, and he gave us our thoughts, which are in the sheet, than him come in and just be downtrodden.
Morose.
Yeah. We don't need that.
Of course.
We still love Tim very much. He's our brother, but it's a two-man show this week, so we're just a couple of blabbering Italians is what you get before the U.S. Open here in noted Italian country, Massachusetts. Welcome this week to the toughest test in golf. Right here in beautiful Massachusetts.
Yep.
By the time you all listen to this, I know we have a lot of local listeners. The only reason I know this is because we were doing our demographic stuff to work with a sponsor, so I know where you all are. Mostly Massachusetts, New York, randomly Seattle, our third hub.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
By
By the time you hear this, the Celtics would have played Game 5. Hopefully they win for our sanity and our wallets. Mm-hmm. Go Seas. I sadly have to. I'm not sadly. It's gonna be fun. I'm going to an event on Martha's Vineyard this weekend. Can't get to the U.S. Open. I already have some friends that are there. I'm insanely jealous. It looks awesome.
Yeah. Also, the videos coming out. I mean, they do this for every major, and especially the U.S. Open because obviously it's notoriously the big one.
Yep.
That rough. Those greens. My God.
The video, if you haven't seen it, just search Guido Miglio's. He showed you the rough. He drops a ball from like 3 feet, and it takes 0 bounces, and you just plummets into the grass, and you can't see it.
Yep. Might as well be in China. It's gone.
So this is good. So I'm going to have to say right off the bat, hit the fairway, and don't miss the green.
Yeah. Easy. Easy game.
Follow our social medias this week. You get our cards. The little prop bets we'll be doing. It's a major. A lot more of those available on wherever you do all of your gambling. We're going to be pretty active. Might do a little daily roundup based on how many Chardonnays I end up having. Maybe I'll get on a live, just start talking, see who joins. Why don't you take us into what we're doing this week?
On the show this week, we are going to recap the RBC Canadian Open, otherwise known as the Corey Connors Invitational.
And he showed up.
He did.
Yep, very good.
Thank you, Corey.
Yep.
I finally won money off of betting you. Obviously, Rory Mcilroy, if you've heard of him before, he's a decent golfer. Mm-hmm. He just came home with his 21st win.
Which has a little significance, which we'll get into.
Just a little bit. And then speaking of that significance, we're going to pivot to later on in the show. We're going to react to the first ever LIV Golf. That was in London, and we're going to discuss kind of the future of that, of the impact of not only that tour, but the impact it'll have on the PGA. Then we're going to preview, as always, the course. It's going to be the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. We were checking it out beforehand,
it's lovely.
Hole by hole. Wow.
It's a golf course. If you're an architect guy, you're a golf course maintenance guy. It's gorgeous. Mm.
Yeah, if you can, just look up on YouTube, Golf Digest, the Country Club hole by hole, and it's like 18 minutes of just pure bliss.
Get out the Jergens lotion, grab the napkins. Mm-hmm. It's going to be
a mess. Stan Marsh.
Can I say that? That's very sexual.
No, Randy Marsh.
Yeah, Randy Marsh. Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna close up, and we're gonna go over who's due for a big week and who do we think is ultimately going to host the U.S. Open Trophy.
Welcome to the Surf and Turf Golf Coast-to-Coast recap of the RBC Canadian Open. Rory Mcilroy, the Northern Irishman, dominates the neutral zone, gets pucks on net, and converts on his power plays at St. George's Golf Club to capture his 21st win on tour and back-to-back at this event. I will say this, him and JT, on absolute gong show on Sunday, where the PGA, and we'll obviously talk about it in a little bit here, but when the PGA needed to deliver, it did.
Yeah.
It absolutely did.
I previously had very little interest in this tournament.
Me too.
And now, seeing everything progress through the weekend, get me into Saturday. Obviously, I had some skin in the game with some bets that actually finally freaking panned out.
But I feel like we watched it.
It was an electric Sunday.
We watched it because we wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I feel like maybe you're with me, but I'm such like a PGA. I'm a PGA loyalist, I think. So
I'm with
that
you.
call me boring. But Rory shoots a 62 on Sunday. 19 under, beats top 10 Tony by 2. Unbelievable week. We'll talk about it. JT by 3. Dude, he birdied 5 holes on the front nine. Goes out in 29. Wedges were buzzing. On Sunday, when it mattered, 7 approach shots he hit inside of 5 feet.
That's ridiculous.
So that's 7 tap-ins. Look, and in a week where he was worse than the field average strokes gained putting, he still shot a 62 on Sunday.
That's ridiculous.
So that just shows you that it's such a simple game. Put the ball in the hole, but if you can put it to 4, 5 feet, you don't have to putt that well. You can just tap it in. And look, this is the big thing. After he won, he's in his post-round interview, and he mentions that he was happy to get to 21 wins, one more than someone else.
Who is that someone else?
And to that I say, talk that shit, Rory. Talk that shit. That someone else is Greg Norman.
Of course.
So fuck off, huh? I thought that was unbelievably funny.
Yeah.
And he's like a witty guy. He's an honest guy, and he's likable. Everybody likes him. But talk that shit. I love it. Get this a little more heated. It's already pretty heated from the big overhead standpoint. Let's get the players jarring a little bit.
Do you think that this devolves into like a WWF, WCW sort of thing?
Yeah. What's his name? Who's the guy behind all of it from the
Vince McMahon?
Is Vince McMahon in the background of this?
I think so.
Is this Vince McMahon's music?
I mean, we needed entertainment. We needed a spark plug in the game of golf, and we're getting it.
My music, dude. We should make a little promo that has the New World Order.
Oh yeah,
with it. That'd be pretty good.
100%.
Big week for top 10 Tony. So he shoots a group worst 64 on Sunday. Yes, you heard that right. And finishes second. Hits a monster putt on 18. A fantastic finish for our guy Tony, who is arguably one of the best guys in golf. He's a fantastic dude. Gained 4.6 strokes total per day, which is over the average that it takes to win on tour. He basically saying if you go and gain 4.6 strokes every day, like he did on average, you will win. I think it's like 98 or 99% of golf tournaments. And he actually happened to lose this week to a guy who gained 5.2 per day. So there you go. Justin Thomas. I feel like now he's been a staple in our show for like a month straight. He's being like, wow, another good week. But then at the end of the show, we go, Justin Thomas shows up. He'll be there on Sunday. Like, it's just every week now.
Yeah. He's an automatic bet. You cannot be left out of him right now.
No.
JT right now is Scotty 3 months ago.
Yeah. And Scotty's still kind of Scotty. He finished second 2 weeks ago.
Of course,
so like,
yeah.
And JT, that makes 5 out of his last 6 events positive strokes gained total, which is something that like guys don't do. I mean, even the guys that go nuclear, they ultimately have a week where they come in 40th or they miss a cut and they lose strokes. He hasn't. 5 out of 6
in this 5-week stretch. Is there anything that you can nitpick about JT's game?
No.
What is he not doing? Because there's always one part of the game that everyone is going to inherently struggle with.
I can't.
Is there anything?
No, because remember our one bugaboo with him was that the putter sometimes stays at home. And now he's
rolling.
Yeah. The putter is back, and I trust him off the tee arguably more than most because he has so many shot shapes off the tee.
He does.
He can hit the shit out of it for a guy that's only 5'9" or
he's so
$150.
multi-dimensional.
It's sick.
It's crazy.
And it gives us hope to weird swing guys because, he's not the conventional. Thank you. Justin Rose on Sunday. You sent the text. You were like, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but Justin Rose is like 11 under through 14 holes.
Eagle party.
Yeah.
Guy was like, he may be English on paper, but he wanted to be American with all those Eagles. All right,
write that down. Put that on a T-shirt. Dude.
That was incredible.
It was like, you look. I click on the CBS app, and if you click on Justin Rose, all of a sudden it was like circle, 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 double circle.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And know what sucks? He bogeyed 18 to shoot 60. So the PGA Tour Communications Twitter, by the way, fantastic follow if you guys like care about like mid-round stats, and they put out like who WDs. They're really good about the news and stuff. In the middle of when he had 2 holes to go, it says he can par 17, and if he just pars 18, it's 59. If he birdies it, 58. And I think they jinxed him. I think they
absolutely did.
They announcers cursed no-hitter pitcher got him. Because when you're in the dugout, you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you don't talk 59 watch unless it's on the scorecard. I'd be pissed if I'm in.
You just say he's looking to close out an incredible round.
Yes.
That's it.
They kept saying, oh, 58 in play, 59 in play. Hey, don't do that. If we've learned anything about golfers ever, you guys listen, you are them, we're very, very mentally unstable, okay?
Oh, my God, yeah.
And the ones that are successful in this game are the ones that are not, i.e. the pros. But it's about the 6 inches between your ears. And if I heard someone go, all you have to do is par 18, bro, and you shoot 79.
I'm sending my driver 400 yards right.
If I'm stepping up, absolutely. If I'm stepping up to 18 and one of the kids I'm playing with goes, dude, if you par this, you break 80. I'm doubling.
Yeah.
81.
That's criminal, honestly.
Dude, another good week for Sam Burns, who I would argue is sneaky the second hottest player on the planet, right? Third hottest maybe behind JT and Rory, who just played.
He's top 15 every week?
Yeah, dude. Sam Burns is now up to 5th or 6th in the world, I think.
He has to be.
He's
and his
nasty
earnings,
right now.
Despite and he has 3 wins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. His earnings this year, and he's 26?
He's a young guy. He's younger than us. 24, 5 maybe, 26. Well, you're older than me.
I'm pretty old. But he's made a nice chunk of change for himself.
And if I hadn't used him already for Survivor, if those of you do that, or I'd use him for the U.S. Open if I had him. He's fucking good right now.
Yeah.
Scotty with another top 20, steady Eddie. Just needed he just needed to not play like shit for me to be all over him again for U.S. Open. Another good week from Harold Varner III, who is now 4 weeks in a row.
Why did it take this long in his career to get to this point? It always felt like he had, he's popped up at certain points throughout his career, but there was no sustainability up until this point.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Me too.
I'm here for it because he's a great guy.
And a fun watch because he's laughing and making fun of himself. He's animated. Fans love him.
I love that he rocks the purple to
Sunday
honor
purple.
ECU. Yep.
And your guy, Matty Fitz. I thought he was going to win by 20 on Thursday and Friday.
It looked like it, man. I thought that the weather, when that was blowing in, that would be his opportunity to really separate himself, especially after going, 6 under on the first round?
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, I might win.
Yeah.
I might win a bet. I still did. But
if you guys are golf bettors, there's that feel. You have it every Thursday, Friday when the guy you picked is top 5. You're like, here I go.
Yeah.
And that just proves that it takes 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Because then I think he went 70.
He went back-to-back 70s on Friday,
yeah.
Saturday.
Tough. But another good week out of him. That's, again, if you guys are sensing a theme here into the U.S. Open, a couple of guys that we keep mentioning for the last few weeks, they talk about peaking. You just have to peak at the right time, okay? And I'd say this, overall, a great week of golf, and the tour needed it. It delivered. You had 3 big guns in contention on Sunday. I know Golf Channel, they're all over it. They're like, this is what Jay Monahan needed. He didn't need a no-name blowout win. He needed the big names in golf that turned down all the money to stay and play to put on a product.
Put on fireworks.
Yep, and it fucking delivered.
Oh, it was incredible.
So that will do it for the Canadian Open, the Corey Connors Invitational, where he backdoor top 10. Awesome. And now we're going to get into a new segment that I named. I didn't tell anyone that I was naming this. I'm calling it Money to Live. Because you need money to live.
Fact check true.
Presented by the players not being able to answer questions about human rights during their press conferences.
Okay.
You had to have seen it on social media. Even if you're not a golf fan, it's popping up.
Yeah, and it's disturbing.
Dude, they're reporters are ruthless, right? And they have to be. It's their job. I get it.
Yeah.
But they're like, so how would you respond to X, Y, and Z? And you had a lot of the guys going, I'm just going to focus on golf this week. Because it's almost like they
you also
know.
have to think, even if they want to say something,
Can't.
because you know it's there in their conscience. Mm-hmm. That is terrifying.
Oh, I mean, I'd be so nervous. Any press conference.
'Cause
I mean, did you catch? By now, it's Tuesday, so the highlights of it will be out. Before we came here, I watched Phil's entire press conference today. Ooh. Ooh, hoo, hoo.
He must have got rinsed, huh?
Oh. And you could tell he was getting fed up with it, so he was stopping guys in the middle of the question and be like, just ask one at a time. Because they would ask like 3 things in one sentence. He's like, well, I'm only going to answer the first part. Yeah, no shit, you're only going to answer the first part because you don't want to comment on the shitty things you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever. But we'll just talk about it briefly. Charles Schwartzel takes home the biggest prize in golf and wins the inaugural LIV Golf London event in Centurion. $4 million. His caddy, quick $400K in one event. That's more than like any caddy on tour has won ever in a year.
Yeah, because you got to think only the winning caddy of the tour championship, right? But
yeah.
Would they get?
But that's not. See, that's the difference.
Would they get the 10% of that 15 mil? Or?
That's between the player and the caddy. So you can decide.
Because 1.5 million for.
So that's
That's.
But that's the Tour Championship FedEx Cup playoff. This is LIV Golf paying him $400K. 99%
of caddies are maybe making that in a year.
Yeah,
maybe.
And his team, the Stingers, more on the stupid fucking names to come.
And they're incredible.
So the South African team, it was him, Brandon Grace, Louis Oosthuizen, and Henny Duplessis. I think that's how you say it. Duplessis, because it's like IS, but it's Frenchish.
You are way more better than myself.
So Henny comes in second, takes home like two and change, plus the not 8 something, 7 and change, $100K that he gets. The
team
most
goal.
Yeah, the team for the Stingers. DJ comes tied for 8th, heads to the U.S. Open, and I'll say it, underwhelming.
He's washed.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, like he won his Masters in November when it was rainy and soggy. He's a cut hitter. He was dropping dimes on those greens. Comes back the next spring, can't find. Obviously he just didn't play well. What has he done since?
I know actually his official world golf ranking has lowered every week.
He's done nothing since winning the Masters. And,
I know.
Unfortunately, it's going to have an asterisk on it because it was played in November. It's not the same. It's a completely different golf course. Everyone says it. So, I mean, DJ's a cool guy, but, I mean, 1, you make questionable life choices when it comes to money and who your employer is, and 2, he's becoming obscure now.
I know. He needs to, win one of these, I think, to, kind of get it back, even though, congratulations, you beat 30, 35 no-names.
Yeah.
I don't know. Phil, though, comes out in 69. No, sorry. Yeah, comes out in 69, 1 under at Centurion, and then shoots 75, 76 to take himself right out of it. And to that I say, was it worth it, Greg? Was the money worth it yet? I know we're 1 week in, but your boy, 75, 76 at that course is I feel like I could grab Cole Hammer from Texas and he'd go and do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And I wrote some takeaways down. I know you're looking at it now, but you jump in if you have any other thoughts.
No,
here's some of my takeaways, okay? Not that anyone gives a shit, because that's what a podcast is. 2 dudes shitting around. Ready? The sponsors of the PGA Tour stuck by them, and they dropped all their players who jumped ship. And to that I say, nice, very good. Mm-hmm. But the equipment and clothing companies still let all their stuff be broadcasted. So at the end of the day, does it really matter? The logo on your shirt from the guy who made the shirt? No. But from the company paying to be on the shirt? Yes, I guess it does matter. Mm-hmm. So they took them all off.
Yeah.
And then the news broke over the weekend. Stevie broke one to me. I was out. You got Bryson officially committed to the event in Portland. Mm-hmm. Portland?
I think so.
Yeah. Pat Perez, excited for Used Golf Facts to start tweeting about.
She's going to be so on the defensive.
Yeah.
Dude.
Don't worry. This isn't morally corrupt, what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
It's all right. I must say, let me interject and say one thing. And this comes in the face of the RBC this past weekend. RBC obviously sponsored the Canadian Open. They do the Hilton Head tournament as well. If you look into what their investment portfolio consists of, I will say it's a bit hypocritical to have them as a sponsor, based on what they're investing in, as compared to obviously the Saudi money.
See, I've never looked into it. Is it also shady?
Let's just say it's not great on human rights.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave it at
Interesting.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a very interconnected world, and people are going to put money in some really shitty places, and I root for those companies to divest from that. I could see how the guys from the LIV Tour could say, hey, you may be mad at me for taking money from this, but look at where you're taking money from in their investment. So I can get that, but at the same time, you got to commend the tour and the sponsors for saying no. Like there's certain lines we're not going to cross.
Agreed.
Mainly people being thrown off of our roof or beheaded because of who they are in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So.
Matt Wolf and Ricky Fowler rumored to be next. Nothing confirmed.
It just makes sense for both of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Both of them are effectively non-competing. Go make some money.
Good personalities.
Yeah.
But I mean, go make your money, I guess. I mean, Ricky's made his money.
It's dirty money, but
it's money.
What? Yeah. I mean,
like think about it. Like Rick has a young child. He just makes a few of these. Child set up for life.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. We'll get into it. Few of the talking heads from the Golf Channel were like, "Hey, congratulations on your win, Charles Schwartzel. Like I said, you beat a member guest and
Thomas Piot.
Yep. It's like the quality will get better because that's how this is going to work. More bigger names will commit, and you'll get guys that just miss out on tour cards from Korn Ferry. Mm-hmm. They'll go, still good players.
Yep.
Like I would, a lot of the guys I grabbed internationally, not as good as like the top, because 25 from the Korn Ferry get your card, right? Not as good as 26 through 40 on the Korn Ferry Tour.
No, definitely not.
Quality of golf there doesn't add up. The scoreboard screen, it was like an F1 race. I didn't hate it, didn't like it. It was weird.
I didn't see it, so describe it for me and the listeners.
So like, you got your screen, you're watching it on YouTube or their website or wherever Fubo, wherever it was, and on the left side, like a black bar, had their first initial, and then an abbreviation for their last name.
So not their full last name.
No.
And did they tell me they had the little stupid fucking picture
The
of
logo
the team?
next to their. So like it would say for Phil Mickelson, it said PMIC. Mm-hmm. Who's that? Like if you're just glancing at him going PMIC.
Yeah.
Or even Dustin Johnson was DJOH.
Yeah.
Like, dude, now I gotta look and be like, who the fuck is like?
Yeah.
And it would shift around if a guy birdied. He would move it like a NASCAR or F1 race where like the name just goes up.
So instantaneous.
Yeah,
Okay.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Now that part I did like.
Yeah.
That part I liked, and I liked that it had the ticker of how many holes were left because it was a shotgun start.
Okay.
But the names thing, and there was another thing that bugged me. It was a ding noise. It would be like bing every time they would shift to another golfer. Like no matter what, every cut to a different golf shot.
Do you think that was intentional or was that a screw up?
Yeah, because I think it gets you if all of a sudden you look away and then it goes like ding, and you'd be like, oh, what's happening now? It's moving.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
The audio visual cue, as we say. The draft was pretty funny. Graham McDowell said it was fun until the second round when he didn't know anybody who was left. Which is tough for one of your top, 8 guys that you grabbed from the PGA Tour. Is like, yeah, the draft was cool and everything. Didn't know a single guy I was picking after my first pick. Tough.
At that point, do you think they just for that week, they just pick their guy and then you just randomize? Or
yeah, I don't know. Like he was like, yeah, I had asked some caddies. The guy that I picked, I asked if they knew any of these guys. We were going off like a quick Google because they had a computer, like an iPad in front of them. I think they were doing like quick Google searches.
That's ridiculous.
So the team names, the logos, whatever the hell the little slogans were for the teams. This is a millennial phrase. Cringy, dude.
Yeah.
Did
it give you
the ick?
The ick.
Yeah. I was icked. Is that how you say it?
I believe.
I have the ick. Had it.
Yeah.
Like, just name them the captain's last name and make a cool logo with, like, their initials or something. Like Tom Brady does.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson's team. Team Johnson. Make it a cool D, a cool J. Like, in some sort of funky, Team
Don't overthink it.
Team Louis.
Just like a major.
Yes.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
Star Power's going to play.
They absolutely did.
Yeah.
You get the stingers. One of them's the cleeks, which is an old word for like a wooden
ship.
What's diversity, Ron?
Yeah.
No, it's like an old name. Then they were like, and one of them, DJ's team was like the Aces, and he had to have a little blurb that was like golf's greatest shot,
Which,
brutal.
By the way, an albatross from like 275 out with a 3-wood is way more impressive than a hole in one.
No one named their team the Albatrosses.
True.
It was like Stingers, Smashers, Skull Rock,
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Chargers.
Yeah, dude. Miss me with that. I'm all set on the fanfare with the names and the whatever.
Yeah.
No, thank you. That being said, I do have to give some credit. The product wasn't that bad. Commercial-free golf is kind of nice.
Okay.
So
How are they getting this revenue then?
They don't have I read into it.
Blood money.
So a couple of guys that wrote articles for ESPN and CBS, Pat McDonald on CBS. He was like, the reason for that this early on is because they don't have a ton of screen time sponsors yet, and he's like, don't worry, that will come.
Okay.
Like the PGA does the stupid fucking cutout. Dude, on the last hole of yesterday, they did a playing through commercial. The 72nd hole, the PGA did a playing through.
Let me see every second.
Excuse me? Don't do that
Yeah.
in the last 5 holes.
Can I please have caddy player conversations? I want to see them walking up the fairway.
And that's
every
something-
moment. It's going to take 8 minutes to play the friggin' hole. Just give us 8 uninterrupted minutes.
They have to. There's so many ads. There's so many sponsorship things. Especially if you're watching it on a streaming service too. Because like Hulu will cut in with their ad at the same time that if you're watching on cable.
Yeah.
Dude, just give me that. I couldn't believe that. Someone tweeted the picture. It was like, wow, we just got a playing through on the 72nd hole. I was like, dude, that's like a third period, 2 minutes left. Stanley Cup final tie game, and you're gonna go. And now presented by Honda is the final stop.
Yeah. Just let it breathe.
I will say this: they do offer watching it in a lot of places, so I think that's really nice. So like, no matter what, you're gonna be able to watch the.
This
events.
has to pressure the tour.
Yeah.
Because there has to be much more availability on demand. Because
Agreed.
Thursday, Friday, thankfully I get to work from home, but most people, or at least a good portion of people, don't.
Yeah.
How are people going to stream it at work?
You like have to have an ESPN Plus on your phone.
Yep, you have to have that, and it's just like I get exclusivity. I get that you have a partnership, and that's going to give you revenue, and obviously that revenue goes towards growing the game, paying bigger pots. I understand it. You have to. There just has to be some more accessibility.
Yeah, I think it's going to be nice. This will elevate the product from PGA. Hopefully they cut down on the ads, and hopefully they are like LIV. You can watch it on their website. You can watch it on YouTube. If you go on Twitter, they were hosting if you there was like a banner on the top. There's a lot of places you can watch it, I think, but also like conversely, they had to do that to start. Like they had to make sure that people watched. And I did read that they got around 300,000 people on Thursday, which is not that far behind what the RBC got Thursday, Friday, which is like 600,000, but that's also on cable.
Yeah.
You got like almost half of what, and it took away from, you know what I mean? I mean, unless you're like me and like you're not, like the TV in my office I had on the RBC, and on my laptop next to where I was working, I had the LIV on. But yeah, I think that was a good production start from that way. I could do away with the scoreboard and the dinging, but as far as like commercial-free golf everywhere, can't beat it.
I'm in for it.
And then now I have a very long rant, as you can see.
Go for it.
And bear with me, everybody.
I'm scrolling.
You're just going to hear from me for the next minute or 5.
The floor is yours.
I think it's a weird time in golf, okay? It's changing. There's another option. And change is hard for people. Okay, you agree?
Mostly, yeah.
We're going to get a lot of, the NBA coined it, but this league, we're going to get a lot of that. Those moments are inbound. LIV Golf hyped up this event to be the best thing you've ever seen for months and months. And you know what? I'd say they pretty much delivered it. I don't think they missed on a lot of the things that they guaranteed. Accessibility, excitability, a new cutting-edge product. They gave it to you. For a new fan to the game, or to anyone that's only watched the PGA, if you're older than, like, thankfully, we grew up in the media age, so we're pretty savvy.
Yeah.
But guys like my dad, my grandfather, they'd never seen anything like it. So this is very, very new. It's a fresh new style. You get the shotgun start. You get how many holes are left. It's a 5-hour presentation, no matter what, right? It's not 9 a.m. to 2 on Golf Channel, 2 to 4
That's infuriating.
on 2 to
CBS.
2 to 4 CBS, switch over to something else for
Yeah.
4 to 7, right? No, you don't get that. You get it one place, don't have to change the channel, and you're never going to miss a shot. Obviously, Charles and Henny are not what we thought it would transpire to be, right? We didn't want that. I wanted Taylor Gooch and DJ
Yep.
wire to wire, neck and neck, right? As a guy who understands the game. But here we are. And I will say this, it can get better. It can certainly get better. And look, as I was for sure someone that was shitting on this idea. I was very pessimistic about the idea since its inception. We discussed it like even last year when there were rumors of it. I was like, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be bad, and I wanted it to be horrible so bad. And it wasn't. The fanfare, the hype, the money, it's all there. And it's all real now. You can't say this isn't happening now. It happened, okay? And we got to watch it. And I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
They sucked me in. They did their job.
I think, and he's a very polarizing figure.
Agreed.
But Bryson going there,
Big.
a under 30-year-old U.S. Open winner that hits the ball 200 miles. That's got some power.
Only
to
helps
it.
your product.
Yep.
Only helps your product.
Yeah, and I don't know, man.
This-
I don't want to support it because of
That's
the
what I'm
obvious
saying.
reasons, but also from what you're saying, it actually kind of gives me some hope that the game of golf is going to grow and evolve.
Yeah.
Because it's going to put that outside market pressure. So the better that LIV can be from a production standpoint, and if they can keep coming up with fresh, good ideas, if the PGA Tour and then golf in general, Q School, the U.S. Amateur Open, like all that sort of stuff, like there's some, I don't want to swear, but there's some screwiness going on.
Yeah.
With Q School right now, and it's like people don't genuinely understand how unbelievably difficult it is for amateur golfers to break through and get their pro card. Like, it is torturous.
I will go to my grave saying it's the hardest sport to break into the professional scene.
And sometimes the best players in the game will never even make it, and it's because of money and bull crap.
They raised the price of Q School 30%.
That's insane.
For guys that grind every week that don't have that money.
Because what full-time job can you hold down while you have to try to become a +7 handicap?
Yeah, now I have to pay instead of, was it $4,500?
I think it
Now
went
it's
from like
close to
45 to 7,
Yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Bro, that's a lot of money. That's like, if you're not winning things every week, that's a lot of money for these guys. It's a lot of money for me.
And you know what? It starts to lend a bit more credence to the Sharks' point. Maybe the LIV is a complementary or even developing league.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And look, this doesn't change the fact that the PGA is still where the weight of your win lies. Of
course.
Okay? The official World Golf Ranking reflects that, having given 0 points to any of them. Okay?
I award you no points.
Yeah.
And may God have
May
mercy
God
on
have
your
mercy
soul.
on your soul.
Yeah.
The strength of the field reflects that. What also does not change is the fact that the money and all the backing is dirty. It's the National Bank of Merchant whatever. You can look it up. It's not great. There are these people that come from these families that have done terrible things to people for generations and hundreds and thousands of years, whatever. The people are going to be a little bit shitty, and I want you all to take home this quote from Rory before I have a couple more things. But he says, "When money is the reason for making a decision, it usually doesn't end up well." Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have to agree.
Yeah. I've been actively trying to make more decisions in my personal life in the last couple of years where I'm like, you know what? Money, obviously a necessary means to an end.
A factor.
Yeah. I just like, there's other shit that I care about.
Yeah.
There's other things that are more important.
And you know what? If you do those things that you care about, the money will come.
Yeah.
If you're that passionate, I mean, look at me. I used to be a scientist, and now I've pivoted into doing this. Okay, God bless my roommate at home that supports all of these decisions. Okay, because I swore, I said this is going to work out.
Yep.
And I know it is.
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't a decision for money. If I wanted to do a decision for money, I would have taken some bullshit bigger science job.
Yeah.
But I hated it. So, anyways, the real winners, I'd say, from this week, and maybe you agree with me, is the USGA, the PGA of America, the major championship boards, and Augusta National. Because you know why, Steve?
Why is that, Andy?
They get a better product.
Oh, 100%.
Now, this sort of war between PGA and LIV, it's not over. It'll be in our podcasts and our shows and our media for years. The 4 weeks of the year that we get to watch the majors now, that is the undisputed best golf of the year.
And it's going to get very spicy.
Yes.
You know guys are going to be taking shots at one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you'll get, the District 5 Ducks playing the what was the name of the team? What was Adam Banks on?
I know. I can't.
Wow, this kills me. I'm a hockey guy too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 4 week, it's going to be the best because the two sides will come together and compete for majors. And that's going to be enough to get me through the really bad tournaments that the PGA puts on. I shouldn't say bad tournaments, strength of field tournaments.
Lesser.
Right. It'll be enough to get me through, okay? Golf rocks. It's a fun thing. Everyone can play it. You can play it for the rest of your life. It's about the only game besides, like, let's say, tennis and pickleball that you can do late in your life and still be good at it.
Yep.
At the end of the day, LIV Golf and everything that comes with it is creating a buzz for our game, and we got to roll with it. And you got to look to the 4 majors now. You got to say, those are the meat of the year. And we're getting one this week. And I know it's early on, so it doesn't still have that feel. But next year, the following year, because we know LIV's not going away. DJ just signed a 4-year deal, okay? So we're at least getting 4 years out of this, I'd say. We got to roll with it. It's creating a buzz. No one has talked. The most people, I'm sure, in your life have ever talked to you about golf in the last 2 weeks, right? That have never spoken to you about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, even people at work who they're just like, hey, Steve, I heard about it. And literally people who I don't even know that they know that professional sports exist.
Yeah.
Like, that's how out of touch they are.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Steve, I know you talk about golf occasionally. I heard about this thing. It's like, how the fuck would you know?
Dude, I had I was at a wedding over the weekend, and I had like friends of my aunts and uncles be like, "Hey, I'm hearing about this this Saudi golf thing." That's ultimately good.
Yeah,
people are talking about it.
The game has grown incredibly with COVID, and it's stepped into a new age golfer. By the way, if you are a new age golfer, just a little tidbit from my past experience this weekend on the course: if you ever show up in jorts, in a sleeveless cutoff, or if you ever show up in like boots or anything, come on, assimilate.
Yeah.
Assimilate to the culture.
Yeah.
Let's have some couth, okay?
I understand it's about being inclusive, but you can put on a pair of nice shorts and sneakers.
I've taken my tarp off when I've played golf. I've taken my shoes off and played barefoot. Barefoot golf is great. I don't want to be like crazy all about the rules and all that stuff. Golf should be fun.
Agreed.
Have some couth.
Yeah, I get you.
But back to you. I just wanted to interject with that. But I mean, also, I do have another question really quick.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think that the PGA Tour, or if at all, is going to pivot to equal tee time, shotgun start? Because a lot of these guys are talking it up with LIV, and they're just like, it's just so much easier.
It's just so much easier. I know.
You think about
And you
Tiger
don't lose-
Woods when he has a 8, 10, and 9, 10 a.m. tee time. He's going to be up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's something I really can't gauge because I know the tour is so set that like the staggered start is a reward. You know, play well.
I can see that.
They consider it play well Thursday and Friday in the draw that you're given, and you will be rewarded on Saturday and Sunday. However,
maybe it's a shotgun just for Thursday and Friday.
Just
get things done.
You guys get boned by the draw a lot. We've seen that. I mean, in no bigger spectacle than the players this year. That draw was one of the worst.
Terrible.
And no one in that, besides Justin Thomas, because he's a machine, no one in that late early got rewarded. And that'll probably do it for our LIV Golf thing. We love to hear what you guys think. It's an exciting time to be a golf fan.
I can't wait to see the innovation.
Yeah, it's
because
change.
it inherently has to happen.
What drives positive change?
Competition.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, that brings us into the course report this week for the Country Club. at the U.S. Open. And this is happening again in Brookline, Massachusetts. So the country club opened in 1882. The first designer in 1885. It was actually built in a couple of stretches. I think it was like 6 holes at a time. Actually, kind of crazy. There's 27 holes total on property, and they actually kind of mix-match them across 9s in order to develop an actual U.S. Open course. So it's actually pretty unique. Again, if you do watch that Golf Digest,
I saw one
video,
of them. There's a hole we learned that has 2 greens.
Yeah, it's They're going over 1 green to get to the actual target green, over like a creek. It's pretty bizarre.
Hey, I wonder, do you think that if a guy, say like they're so far
Can
back.
you hit off the green?
I was going to say, do you think it's better to hit off the green or do you want a fairway?
I would want a fairway because mentally, I would feel horrible
but
taking
also
a divot. Oh, yeah. Because it's got to be a wedge.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even though it's technically the right thing to do, I would still feel.
I'm sure someone this week will do it. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Oh boy. So designer Willie Campbell. I don't know who that is. I got nothing for you.
He's probably wicked old.
Yeah. Yeah. This week it's going to be playing as a par 70. It's 7,381 yards, so not particularly long. You don't need to be a bomber. And obviously with this with U.S. Open rough. As always, you got to be accurate. Just a little foreshadowing. 76.1 rating, 150 slope. 150 slope.
That's fucked.
I would shoot. What do you think you would shoot?
If I dead serious play at this course, I got a caddy and everything.
Let's say from 70, round up, call it 7,400 yards, 150 slope. What do you think you're shooting?
115.
I'm shooting a minimum 145.
Yeah, maybe 120.
I might shoot the slope.
I think 60. Yeah, 60 aside's probably pretty good for me. I think
that would be preposterous.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not fucking Rory Mcilroy, but the part of my game that I would trust the least out here would be my putting. I don't think I'd 2-putt anything. I'm not 1-putting anything.
Not as Yeah.
We watched the video. We watched the video. Guy drop a ball on the 8th green, right in the middle.
Yep.
Like he's standing
Bye-bye.
tall. See ya. Right off the side.
Adios.
Gone.
Which leads us to the next point. A lot of false fronts, a lot of runoffs. Obviously, it's going to be U.S. Open greens. They're going to be incredibly firm, incredibly fast. There was reports a couple weeks ago. People were saying, right, like that, hey, this might be a pretty scoreable U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Psych, you thought. That's all I
got him.
Yeah, got him. Home of the 1913 U.S. Open, which was won by no other than Boston local and amateur at the time, Francis Ouimet.
And if you haven't seen The Greatest Game Ever Played,
with
starring Shia LaBeouf,
you
know what? Maybe I'll go home and watch that.
That actually...
Yeah.
That's
maybe Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I'll go watch that.
That's actually hype.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fuck yeah. All right, good idea.
All
right.
Doing it.
Movie review coming.
It also hosted, U.S. Opens. By the way, Mr. R, Andy's dad.
Yeah.
Okay, am I appropriately speaking into the microphone? I want to make sure that I'm adjusting my behavior.
Sorry, Dad. I told him what you said.
Because I know that you're not mad, you're just disappointed.
Yeah, he just wants to hear you.
That hurts. This is the home of also the 1963 and 1988 U.S. Opens. 88 is when Curtis Strange, he was able to scramble for par on 18 to force a playoff against Sir Nick Faldo, beat him in a playoff the next day. Also held the 1999 Ryder Cup. I believe that was won by the Americans.
I honestly didn't look into that.
I'm almost positive, like 97%, but who knows? Okay, as for the par threes,
didn't it have like a 2013 USAM?
There was a USM there in 2013. Guess who won?
I think I know the answer. Matty Fitz.
Yep, Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Something to think about.
Something to think about. Again, foreshadowing. All right, the par threes. There's 4 of them on the course. The second hole is 220 yards and uphill.
That's fucked.
Good luck holding that green.
I simply would never hit that.
It's not happening. It's going to be a bogey hole. Number 6, 197 yards. Number 11, if you wanted to get in some action with a hole-in-one hole, only 131 yards. It's a wedge for 90% of tour players.
But we watched the video. That's a postage stamp. Mm-hmm. And it has 5 bunkers around it.
It's going to be it's short, but it's deceptive.
I bet it'll play under par, but if you miss, you're not getting up.
I don't think it's playing under par.
You don't think so?
Not even
Okay.
close.
All right.
Nope. I think it's like a 3.2 hole.
Okay.
My educated guess. I don't know. I did predict minus 18 was going to be the score last week.
Yeah,
the winning
you
score.
nailed it. You
I was
nailed
pretty
it.
close. I'm getting good at this.
It's almost like we do this for a living.
And then the number 16 hole is 211 yards. So 3 of those holes are basically 195 or more. Challenging par threes. Again, especially with a lot of runoffs, the greens are going to be like trampolines.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. So you're going to need someone with the shot dispersion of a pitching wedge with a 6-iron, right?
Colin Morikawa.
Foreshadowing. The par fives, there's only 2 on the course this week. The 8th hole, 567 yards. That's going to be somewhat gettable, but who knows? And then the 16th hole, practically ungettable. It's a dogleg left 2 and uphill. It's ridiculous.
610?
625
625.
yards. Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly, I think maybe 5 guys the entire week are going to land that.
Again, if we're playing that, that's taking me 4 shots to get home.
Possibly 5.
Yeah.
Weather, really quickly, we're just going to cover that. Thursday in Boston, Massachusetts, partly cloudy, high of 80, winds between 10 and 20. Now, the winds are going to be between 10 and 20 miles an hour for all the days, so I'm not going to repeat myself. So everyone just get that in your head now. Friday, morning rain, 50% chance, scattered T-storms throughout the day, high of 86. Saturday.
Oh, so there might be some lightning if it's hot.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Okay.
But that is going to cool some things off, though. So it's going to bring in a cool front for both Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, it's going to be a high of only 73. AM, it's going to be sunny, cloudy in the afternoon with a small chance of rain. And then Sunday, partly cloudy, but only 67 degrees. Ball's not going to be traveling as far.
That's right.
Take that into consideration. Again, still with those winds of 10 to 20, but it is going to be relatively clear. Mm-hmm. So with that, Andy.
All right. You heard us break down the course. Here are some things that each of us are thinking for course key stats. When you're looking into guys that you want to watch, hey, it's a major, so a lot of people that don't normally gamble on golf will be gambling on golf. Mm-hmm. That laptop just died?
My laptop just died.
That's okay.
I'll try to remember all my picks.
That's fine. I'm going with driving accuracy because it's not necessarily long. However, that's an advantage if you can mash it, sure. But you got to hit the fairways. Like, I can't stress that enough. If you're on a couple of these par 4s that are, like, not incredibly long, but then you have to hit, like a 9-iron or a wedge out of this, like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a marsh-size rough. Yeah, like, you're going to be screwed. Now you're fighting for par instead of a birdie opportunity. Strokes gained on approach is going to be huge. When we went over sort of the video before this and we're looking at the holes, these are small greens.
And on shelves.
Small greens on shelves, and they're rolling at like a 13 or a 14, right?
Yep.
You have to stay on the deck. That being said, the last two things for me are going to be guys that can scramble around the green, scramblers, and strokes gain around the green. So not only do you have to get out of that rough or bunker around the green, I need you to be in one putt territory after that.
Absolutely.
And there's only 10, 15 guys that I'm really like, I trust them in crunch time to get out of a bunker.
Yeah.
And then my last one, strokes gained stones. Who's got the cojones to win a U.S. Open? It's not going to be, Jimmy nobody you've heard of in contention. This is a no joke toughest test in golf. You gotta have it in you. And what about you?
Sorry. Oh, it's back on somehow. No, I pretty much agree, top to bottom, with everything that you said. I don't think there's a single metric that you missed on. You got to hit a fairway. It's the U.S. Open. If you miss the fairway, it's literally every hole becomes a layup hole.
Yeah.
Like, if you miss a fairway, par is a birdie.
Yeah.
Effectively. These greens are preposterous. They are tiny. And even if you hit a green, like land the ball on the green, there's more than a 50% chance that you do not hold it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So you have to be able to get up and down. You have to be able to chip, putt, the whole 9.
So that even goes back to hitting the fairway, though.
Yeah.
You miss the fairway, congratulations, your approach hits the green. You're not getting the spin.
Oh, not even remotely close.
No one will be holding balls on the green from any rough.
Yeah. No, not a chance. Yeah. I mean, it has to be like a hole location where it just like collects into like one particular spot. But how many? What?
I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, it's like everything seemed to be very turtle shell, almost like Pinehurst. You're not holding anything if you're in the rough, so you got to be accurate and you got to learn how to scramble. It's U.S. Open, and you got to have balls.
Yeah, you got to have
What did we learn with JT a couple of weeks ago at the PGA?
It's not over.
When the time comes, you have to step up. Think of Colin on 16 driving the green and getting his eagle at the PGA a couple of years ago in Harding Park.
Yep.
When the time comes to win a major, you have to have a set.
Yeah, and like a JT stepping up to the 18th tee, hitting a bullet low dart. You got to have that in the bag.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, want me to go over who we like here?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Obviously, there's some no-brainers out there that we won't even touch on. We do this for the majors, guys. You can overthink the RBC Canadian. You can overthink the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I will not allow you all to overthink the U.S. Open. Okay, Scottie Scheffler is a fantastic player and he's the number one player in the world. Don't overthink it. He's going to play well. He's going to do well. He's a grinder. We know he has the stones. Okay. Mm-hmm. John Rahm, same idea. Even if he doesn't come in form, like he's still in pretty good form, but he's not in John Rahm form. But I know he's got it.
And you just said weeks ago he was bringing his C game?
Yeah.
And he was still a top 10?
Yeah, he's 7th when he had his C game.
Yeah.
Okay? There are guys that have it, okay? I mean, I'm not going to talk about Jordan really, but we know Jordan has the stones to win. If Jordan's putter can just show up, please, he'll be fine, okay? Mm-hmm. And that helps because he's if not the best, he is a world-class around the green player.
He's unbelievable.
It's I would trust him from like a plugged bunker uphill 8 feet than me just like putting a 5-footer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Better chance he'll hit it.
So Rory McIlroy, it's obvious he has the stones. He just won
unbelievable
in Canada.
form.
He's in unbelievable form.
Masters, look at what he did that Sunday.
I will give you this one stat that people always say, "Oh, did you peak too early?" He's the only player in this field at the U.S. Open that has ever won the week before a major and then won a major. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that can say that.
He's learned how to get it done.
Yeah.
He can get it done between the ears. That's why he's lethal.
And if his driver can drive the ball like we know, he not only has the accuracy and the distance.
Yep.
And the shot dispersion too.
Mm-hmm.
He can move that ball.
Oh yeah.
Max Homa, okay? His approach game is amongst the top in the field right now. Mm-hmm. And I'll say it, the putter, after only 99 putts 2 weeks ago.
Ridiculous.
I'm going to say we had our doubts about the Masters. I remember Tim was like, look, if Max Homa could just putt, he's like, he's arguably the best player in the world right now. The putter's back. So Max Homa, don't overthink it. Steve's guy, maybe I'll let him talk about it. But Matty Fitz, you can talk about it.
Matty Fitz. He was the U.S. amateur winner here back in 2013. He's got that cross-handed...
The cross-handed chipping thing's crazy.
Chip, I don't know how my brain isn't comprehending
Me too, yeah.
it, but
I would duff every
he
one
somehow gets it done. And listen, he's
a guy we've talked about like 4 or 5 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, good form. He's accurate, but he's not very long, but that he doesn't need to be.
He's a grinder.
Yep, he can absolutely work those greens.
Yeah. Cameron Young, okay? Take that 84 that he shot 2 weeks ago on Sunday and throw it out, okay? That is the result of just some, like, literally 2 bad holes in a row, and then he's out of it. He's like, you know what? Now I'm not going to win. Fuck it. Mm-hmm. He's a young kid. Obviously needs to have it in between the ears, but he is a tee to green monster.
Yep.
Okay? Joaquin Niemann.
Yes.
Dude, I don't have enough good things to say about this guy.
Tee to green
He
monster.
is also another guy that, similar to Justin Thomas, where I say, just bring your putter for me. Mm-hmm. Okay? Just putt to a 0 for me.
Yeah.
Because he's better than, I think... When I ran the stats on Rick Rungood, he's better than like 95% of the field tee to green. Okay,
absolutely.
Billy Horschel. All right, you get American Psycho Billy Horschel a little bit fired up. He's hitting some greens. He's playing a 7.5-hour round out there. He's gonna be fine.
He seems to be in a better place mentally, though.
He definitely is. He's laughing and smiling. He press conference 2 weeks ago. He's like, "Come on, like can't get any better than this. I'm playing good golf. My family's here."
Yeah,
you love to see that. 2 guys that are going under the radar, and then I'll jump into some longer shots with some value. Mm-hmm. 2 guys that are under the radar that probably shouldn't be. Xander Schauffele. Okay? I understand he's not the Xander that we've known in years past with the dominating performances.
Wins weird events.
Yeah, he wins the wonky ones, guys.
Yep.
Okay? He's always a threat at a U.S. Open because his game, top to bottom, is good. So he doesn't have a weakness.
Yeah.
He might not be the best guy in the world around the green, but he's in the top 20, right? Things like that. And then Daniel Berger, okay? No one talking about DB. DB's out here just vibing, okay? I understand he could be a little bit of hothead. He's a streaky guy. So if he starts, I'll double back and say if he starts to bogey holes on Thursday and Friday, he's not going to bring that on the weekend because he's a complete 4-round guy. He's not a 2-2. He's not a 3-1. Mm-hmm. Longer guys that are going to have value. Don't need to be long. Don't overthink it. Abe Answer. Mm-hmm. Great around the green.
Yeah.
Good on approach. Great with the wedges.
Yeah.
Davis Riley, okay?
New blood.
New blood, guys. This kid's here to stay. He's a machine. He's Max Homa Jr., all right?
That's a ringing endorsement.
Yep. And then Keith Mitchell just played well last week. Mm-hmm. Don't know if he has the stones necessarily.
He doesn't know how to win at this level. But he doesn't have to win if you bet him top 20.
You like a matchup. You like a top 20. Keith just played really well. And then Brendan Steele and Adam Long are two guys I was kind of watching for the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Both are trending. Adam Long is like a lights-out putter.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for me. What do you got?
Speaking of a guy who can roll the rock, a guy who's won the big ones before, or at least competed at a very high level, Justin Rose.
Rosie.
Yeah. I mean,
fresh off a 60.
Yeah. Fresh off an unbelievable round. Not the longest guy in the world.
Don't need to be.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah.
He has his moments where he can be, pinpoint. He has his moments where he can spray. If he can get it together off the tee, if he can just hold it together for 4 rounds off the tee, he's deadly around the greens. We stand a chance.
We do.
I'm probably not going to go with him outright.
Yeah.
But top 20.
Yeah, if I get him in a matchup, I'll probably take him because he'll be playing those second-tier guys.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Morikawa.
Colin. I don't know if you
very accurate, and especially it doesn't matter where he's at in a fairway. As long as he's in a fairway, he has a chance to land it on the green. Unbelievable with his irons.
Ridiculous dispersion.
Like, I think he could probably comfortably land on 70% of greens from 210 yards in.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You guys should go watch those videos that they do with TaylorMade where they put like targets out there and he just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. He's got height. He's got spin. He can make it drop on a dime. Colin. Jordan Spieth. The guy is incredible with wedges. I feel like wedge is going to be one of the most important clubs in the bag this week. Here's a name that came across my desk. Third week in a row I've used that reference.
That's okay. Your intern just handing you.
Brooks Koepka.
No one talking about Brooks.
Shows out for the big ones. He's been injured. He's been recovering. He's recently married. Congrats on the sex. Maybe he hasn't played in too many tournaments.
He's in a featured group.
Yep, he's gonna be. Yeah, exactly. He likes when when the lights are shining bright.
He's openly said that.
Yep, and he's a dominator, like mentally. Like when he's locked in, if he's playing well, if he can just be, he can definitely lock it down, focus, and like
if it gets down where I'm sensing this is like if it gets down to like a Sunday match play, I don't want any part of Brooksy.
If Brooks is within the top 25 heading into Saturday,
he's gonna what he does is he picks a guy on the leaderboard. He says, "I'm gonna beat that guy today."
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying, if it's Sunday and he's in like the second to last group and he's one back, he's going to play match play with the guys in front of him.
Mm-hmm. And then just the last person, again, in good form, cool guy. I think you're going to probably take him to at some point. HV3.
Dude, love it.
Yep.
Someone we didn't mention that Tim is all over is Tony.
I love Tony.
Yeah, you can't get wrong with Tony here. Just need Tony to hit some greens because his fault is that when he gets around the green, his like sand recovery and scrambling percentage sometimes isn't great. But last week, Canada, Faye was fantastic.
Yeah,
and he was dominating tee to green.
But that was also that really felt like a Tony event, because it's not as many guys stacked up. So it's like that's a Tony coming in second place event, and it's like that's literally what it was. We're
excited to see his scripting for the U.S. So he's always an interesting Nike outfit guy.
All those guys. Even Tommy Fleetwood, he's not afraid to really experiment.
Yeah, I wonder if they have any say in that. I always wonder.
Do you think Fleetwood's a good play? Because he's great short game, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get there off the tee.
Yeah, he just can't hit a fairway. That's like he's like losing big strokes.
Fade.
Yeah, I think fade, but
I have a couple of prop bets.
Go ahead.
Okay, props 3 that I'm looking at. A winner in the final pairing. No, plus 165. All right. So I'm just betting that someone's going to come from behind effectively. I'm just rooting for fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's fun to
It
root
is
for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. A hole-in-one for the entire tournament, no, is plus 105.
So they really think that
the
11
least
is
likely
gonna,
shot to happen, they are predicting at plus
It's
money.
going to happen.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a 131-yard hole that it could even play as like 115 potentially with wind or placement. Who knows? But still, what are the odds?
Very slim.
On these type of greens,
Yeah.
I think it's slim. So I'm taking that. And then the winning margin, I actually have this one going to a playoff, and that's plus 300.
See, I usually throw my move last year was the 2-shot win margin, which was always like plus 250. So you just have to hit that every time. I mean,
I think it's like plus 330.
yeah. I mean, look at last week. Rory just won by 2.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to hammer those. But that closes out all of my picks. What I'm seeing.
Agreed. I mean, as far as props for me, I'll probably do winner from America. Yes. I'll do top Englishman, Rory, even though it'll probably be minus money, but I think he is, especially with Terrell missing the cut last week, even because he's like the one threat, I think.
Or Sugar.
Well, he's Irish. He doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. I forget about those geopolitics and how it works.
Well, Rory, Northern Irish. He supports the Queen. Shane does not.
Sad.
Just things like that. You guys have fun with it. We'll post those this week. I don't really have much. We'll get into Survivor now. So for Survivor and for jacket picks, I'm going Rory McIlroy for Survivor, as is my compadre, Steve. Don't overthink it. My jacket pick is going to be a Max Homa top 20. Lock that in because he's going to make a run at this. Definitely top 20.
Rory McIlroy, top 10. I know you guys keep telling me to stay away from the top 10s.
But
3 for 3 last week in top 10s. If you're looking to get
I've
units.
never done that.
Listen, there's good things that happen in between these years sometimes. Just
Some-
not when I step to a tee on a golf course, but
Sometimes I'm good at this.
yeah, exactly.
Tim is going with Tony Finau and a Tony Finau top 20. And Justin is going with Patrick Reed. He's going for the bad guy angle, which I don't hate.
He's going to use a lot of golf X.
I mean, to think about it, though, Justin's he's got a good train of thought. Like, if Pat Reed can just hit fairways, he's literally like one of the lowest distance guys, but he's fantastic.
How is he not a good distance guy?
I don't know. He's a big
He's a
dude.
brick shit house.
I don't know.
He should be able to hit it a country
He's
mile.
losing. He averaged like 290 or 292 like last year. Now he's down to like 278.
That's literally.
I don't know what's going
what
on.
I hit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And then live Survivor standings, I'm at 5.9 mil, Stevie at 3.3, Tim at 2.4, and knocking at the door is Justin at 1.9. That'd be an all-time upset if Tim somehow comes in last in this.
I don't know what to
I
say.
need-
'Cause
I
I'm
need
kinda
him to-
sneaky rooting for it, but I also you'd hate to see it. But
I know.
I don't know.
And look,
Tim,
I'm getting a
sorry,
little bit
buddy.
uncomfortable because you've stormed up to second.
Matty Fitz helped me big, big.
I need like a $3 million cushion because you're gonna hit one of these outrights and then it's gonna get real close.
Well, at least this week you're safe.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we're tying.
Maybe I'll just
no matter
copy you
what.
all week and
Oh,
just
jeez.
play games.
Now I got to start looking at what you've used and just
Yeah,
out finesse
good
you.
call.
Yeah.
See, hey, that information is available to you. You can look at that.
Interesting.
That'll do it, you guys. It's the U.S. Open. It's fantastic. It's the toughest test in golf. It's right in our backyard here in Massachusetts. People sleep on Mass Golf, man, but it's some of the biggest in the country. It's the 5th largest golf market in the country.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Could you guess who's ahead of it?
Texas, I know for sure. Dallas, Fort Worth
Just
area.
just state-wise.
All right, so California, Florida, Texas, Arizona,
No. Ohio.
Ohio. Have
And
you
then-
seen that hypothetical? If you were given $2 billion, but you can never leave the state of Ohio ever again, would you take it?
I think no. I'm out on that. No thanks. There's no beaches. There's no ocean.
There's the mistake by the lake.
Yeah. There's Skyline Chili. Not good for the
No,
bowels.
I
but,
had
yeah.
a wedding in Cincy last
Is it
fall.
good? Never had it.
Let's just not go there.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, thanks for listening. We love you guys. Episode 42. Look on the internet for the cards for our Survivor picks, all that jazz. Look, enjoy the golf. It's a fantastic week. If you're in our area, try to go. Get a ticket. It's not often that we have a major up here. All right, gang, that'll do it. Love you guys.
Take it easy.
Long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so wet, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play Scramble pod through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go, go.